morning, Park Lane. This is Mrs. Strader broadcasting live from Park Lane Elementary. Today is Tuesday. It's March the 11th, 2025. It is a C day for specials today, a C day. And we have some friends from Ms. Harden's class to help us out. So, Leland, what's our lunch today?
Soft taco and Power Pack and peanut butter jelly.
Yeah, nice. All right. Hey, Asher, what about our weather today?
Sunny and warm.
Hey, again, a beautiful day just like yesterday. So again, boys and girls, we want to get out there. We want to enjoy our recess, being PAX leaders, making good choices. Okay, again, in the cafeteria, let's talk about a couple things. Your tray is a plate. Keep your food all on your tray, okay? Everything stays on there until the end of lunch. You don't say, I don't want this applesauce, I'm putting it in the middle now. Oh wait, can I go get a Pop-Tart off of the share table? No, your food stays on here. There should be nothing in the middle of the table until the end of lunch. Yesterday I walked in there, and one lunch knows this because it was a lunch that was in there, but there was a student and they had like 4 stacks of fruit or applesauce. And I'm like, well, what's up with that? Well, they had collected them from everyone at the table and she was going to take them up and put them on the share cart. No, you don't put anything on the share cart. The people that do that are Miss Amanda and Miss Maddie. Okay, they're the ones that are responsible for taking the things from the middle of the table at the end of lunch. Again, nothing goes in the middle until the end of lunch. Boys and girls, why? Because we want you to eat your healthy food, because healthy food fuels your brain, gives you the brain power to train your brain, right? To be the best students you can be. So that's why we're being very particular about that. Okay, making sure that you're being PAX leaders down there, staying on your bottoms, raising your hands if you're done with all your food and you want to go to the share table or you need something else. Everybody at this point should pretty much be opening all packages by themselves. Occasionally, we have those ones that are super tough, and I get that. Raise your hand and we will help you, okay? All right, let's look at this special opportunity. I'm sending this out. It actually went out in Parent Square last night. Okay, we are having an art contest for our yearbook cover. So I should have brought a yearbook. Do you happen to have one, Mrs. Bray? She's going to grab one. Okay, the yearbook, because kindergartners, you may not know what a yearbook is, but a yearbook is where we take pictures of all the kids from the school and we put them together in a book, and you can buy the book as a keepsake to remember and be able to look back later. Okay, so last year, this was our yearbook. Okay, so again, if you open it up, you'll see. Hey, here's Mrs. Allen's class from last year. Miss Carmen, otherwise known as Mrs. Bono now, right? She made it a couple years ago. Hey, Mrs. Adkins, Mrs. Cunningham, okay? Here's all the kids in their class. So your books are on sale now. And look how we did the cover the last couple years. These are artwork that kids have drawn, okay? This year's theme is Kindness Matters at Tecumseh. Okay, so again, you go to Park Lane, but our whole district is Tecumseh. So in our yearbook, we'll have kids from Park Lane, preschoolers from Medway. We'll have New Carlisle, 2nd through 5th graders, and Donaldsville, 2nd through 5th graders are all going to be in this book that you can buy. We're asking you, do you want to draw a picture to be picked to be on the cover? So this tells you all about it. Again, I sent it home to your parents through Parent Square. You have to take a piece of paper, like a plain white piece of paper like this. You could draw a picture that represents kindness matters. So think about that. What might you draw a picture of to show that kindness matters? It matters if you're kind to people. Okay, you can draw a picture and then, you blank piece of paper, put your name and your grade on the back, and you can turn it in. Here, give it to your teacher. They'll get it to the office, and we'll get it to Mrs. Purnett or Miss Corbin, the art teachers, okay? By next Friday. So you got a week and a half. Then they're going to pick on this one, let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There were 24 pictures. I don't know if they'll do it the same or not, but let's say between 20 and 25 people's pictures will get selected to be on the yearbook, okay? So if you want a chance for that, you're a good drawer, you're a good artist, consider doing that, okay? All right. Got the weather. We got that. Okay, we got a birthday. Happy birthday, Dylan. He is 7 years old today in Mrs. Cunningham's class. Happy birthday. And then I told you yesterday that I would give you an update on the readathon. First of all, amazing job. We have raised over $10,000. We have about 15,000 minutes read. Remember, our goal was 10,000 for money, so we're there, but let's keep going, right? Let's see how much more we can raise. And for minutes, our goal was 25,000, and we've read 15. So we got this. We got 2 more weeks. So if you haven't recorded, get on there and do it. I'm going to give you our top. Okay, these are the top readers right now. Okay, so I'm going to give you the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's a tie. William and Mrs. Stryker's class, Adeline and Mrs. Riley's class are tied for 10th place. Ava and Mrs. Morris's class has 300 minutes. Aiden and Mrs. Hughes has 320. Haley and Mrs. Harden has 330 minutes. Carson and Mrs. Stryker has 350. Zara and Mrs. Mullen has 360. London and Mrs. Bono has 382. Bodie and Mrs. Towner has 510. Jacob and Mrs. Hughes has 530. And Olivia and Mrs. Massey's class has the most minutes with 619. Okay? If you haven't done it at all, start reading. Hey, just 15 minutes a night. Think about how much that would add up. Okay, and then our fundraisers, let me get to that real quick. Here's our top fundraisers. I'm going to go down to the top 10 for that as well, or about. Okay, we got Zeke and Mrs. Harden and Cameron and Mrs. Hughes both raised $230. Paisley, $275. Paisley and Riley, hey, both, Paul. Amy and Mrs. Massey's class and Mrs. Riley's class, $275 each. Logan and Mrs. Garza's class, $295. Olivia and Mrs. Massey, $300. Gunner and Mrs. Bono, $310. Michael and Mrs. Riley's, $325. Waylon and Mrs. Hughes, $325. London and Mrs. Bono, $335. Tegan and Mrs. Mowry, $371. And Tatum and Mrs. Adkins, $435. So keep it up, okay? We're going to go until spring break. So you've got more time to raise money and read those minutes, and we'll keep updating that. Hey, and we'll start handing out some prizes for those of you who have shared on Facebook, sent out text messages and things. Hey, I'm sorry, Mrs. Strader has not gotten to getting those prize lists together, but I will, and we'll start passing those out. Keep it up, okay? Great job, PAX leaders. Thank you for joining us on another edition of the Park Lane News. Have a great day. Remember, we're all here to
Learn.
Right, jump on up there. We're facing this way here, guys. Right there's the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the Tecumseh School Pledge.
Today is a new day. I am the best student I can be. I do my best schoolwork. I respect others. I play fairly.
I am proud of all I do and say. Make it a great day, PAX leaders.
Reach